New data shows U.S. Airlines damage about 25 wheelchairs per day. The U.S. Department of Transportation has released the first government-recorded data on how airlines have mishandled wheelchairs and scooters that are used by passengers with disabilities. Last year, the DOT started requiring airlines to keep track of mishandled wheelchairs and scooters, and the first set of data from December 2018 has been revealed in the data reveals how many wheelchairs and scooters were implaned and mishandled by major U.S. airlines. More than 701 and wheelchairs and scooters were mishandled from December 4 through December 31. American Airlines, Southwest mishandled 186 wheelchairs out of the nearly 3,000 they dealt with in December, with an incident rate of 6.46%. It's important to note that both American and Southwest fully reported mishandling of all wheelchairs, but that both weren't able to accurately count all wheelchairs that were brought onto aircraft. It's likely that the Southwest informed the department that for December 2018, it reported mishandlings of all power-assisted and manual wheelchairs and scooters. However, American informed the department that for December 2018, it reported mishandlings of all power-assisted and manual wheelchairs and scooters. However, we spoke to John Morris, who runs the blog, which provides guides and news about travel with disabilities, and who. Morris said that when wheelchairs are not often lost, so I believe this data is overwhelmingly reflective of damaged wheelchairs, Morris told TPG. Morris doesn't believe Southwest and American's rates of damage were as high as the report states, but he did point out that they did damage more wheelchairs in total than any of the other carriers. Morris said that the data is only based on damage reported by passengers, so it's possible the numbers are lower than what was in the report. Wheelchairs must be. I believe the data will always make the situation look better than it is, said Morris. One damaged wheelchair. More than 1% of the world's population uses a wheelchair, and serious damage can cause real consequences to those who must use a device. Honestly, air travel is the worst for people with disabilities, specifically people with power chairs or wheelchairs, because our equipment almost always gets ruined. Erica Jones, a systems advocate who specializes in transportation at the Center for Disability Rights, it's almost better to figure out another way to get there. Twitter users sounded off on the news, speaking about potential and real impacts from a damaged wheelchair. 25 wheelchairs are damaged/day. 25 people who may be unable to work. 25 families affected by their loved ones being unable to participate. 25 parents impacted in caring for their kid. 25 students who may not be able to go to class. Rebecca Cockley at Rebecca Cockley. Wow. My wheelchair was Andrea Ruth at Andreen Ruth. I got her after my last chair was utterly destroyed by an airline. This isn't pandemic. Sam D. Leave at Tchaikovsky. The newly implemented reporting regulation had been finalized in 2016, but was delayed under the Trump administration to January 1, 2019. Past data has not been as granular in reporting disability-related complaints. In 2016, featured image by Kokaua via Getty Images.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.